a white photo for the shop. I'm going to move it away from the wall. Yeah, I'm cleaning everything away. I'm moving it away from the wall. Now, this is not ideal for a shot because there is that texture in the background. But you see, I'm trying to get it lined up. I can Photoshop this line. I can try and smudge the background a little bit. Ideally, we would just have a plain white thing and not a white wall, so that would be a good fix. Just put a piece of paper there or a poster board. Now for shops, we're usually going to be photographing straight on. See how the background is really bright and the product is very dark right now, and that's because I'm blocking the window light with my body. If I start to move, there'll be more light. You see maybe this isn't going to show up. Yeah, so the window light's coming from over here and I'm in it. If I move over this way, more light can hit the product. Okay. Now, also, notice that I have the window light coming from right behind the camera, coming onto the product. If I shoot over from this side, now the window light is coming directionally from the side, which means that you're going to see the shadow casting on the table. Okay, so we don't want the shadows because we're trying to create a photo that's as clean as possible. If we move the camera this way, you're going to see now the light is coming from behind the product. The shadow, look at the shadow on the floor, it's coming towards the camera. And there's going to be more light behind. Okay, and so what we want with the product is to see this shadow on the ground. We want to see it disappear behind the product. Okay. Yeah. Now, it would be awesome if I was closer to the light. Let's just go on a little field trip. The product's going to get lighter. See? So I'm really close to the window, but now when you get this close to the window, you can almost have too much glare, like the wood is kind of glowing. When you move away from the window, it gets a little bit more even. Okay, so you're paying attention to the detail of the light. Now you've cleaned up the product, now you can focus on the photography. Watch the light on the wood. Here it's kind of soft and even. As we move right up close to the window, there starts to be a glare. The right side of the product is more glaring, more light. So that's because only half of the product is in the direct light. If we put our backs to the window so again the light is straight on the product, it's going to be more even, but it's still got that glare. So the beauty of moving away from the window a little bit is the light will even out. It gets a little bit darker, but we can always increase the exposure of the photo to make the overall photo brighter. But what is hard to do, what you can't really do, is just make half the product bright and half the product dark. So I like working away from the window because right up next to the window is just way too intense and creates that glare. So that's something that the photographers will pay attention to. They'll notice the glare, but then the owner of the brand isn't necessarily, okay? So attention to detail of the light and how even it is. So that's really, really important for the product photography for the shop. Everything needs to be even because you're trying to sell something, so you want it to be very clear what the product looks like. And something like a glare can distract. It can be like, well, what does that actually look like? It was too bright for me to see. And that's because when you're looking at it with the human eye, you're not really noticing the glare as much because it's not having to go through glass of a lens. Okay, let's do the branded photo. Same thing now. We can do the product